Ain't nobody's friend. But at the end of the day, you got to do certain things that gives you the best opportunity to, be accurate, have strength in your arm or, have endurance, in the game. So, for me, it's just all about taking care of the little things that make big sense in the long run.
This time a week ago, the Saints were sitting pretty. 10 straight wins, the top seed in the NFC. Now they are coming off a loss and preparing for the only other team to beat them this year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who hung a 48 on them in Week 1.
It feels like it's been a long time ago. Obviously, a lot's taken place since then. We'll be seeing a different quarterback in this game. There are some similarities relative to what the teams do scheme-wise, and yet through the course of the season there's been injury, new players playing at different positions for both sides, a big enough gap to where you're watching a lot of other tape, not just the tape of your past game.
Well, the hottest team in football can clinch their division this week. Houston has won 9 in a row. If they beat the Colts and Tennessee loses tomorrow night, then the Texans break out the AFC South hats and T-shirts. Houston won this game back in Week 4, which kicked off their 9-game win streak.
We've come a long way since then. The Colts have come a long way since then. And it was a game, this is a game that will be very challenging. Like I said, that was over 2 months ago. So it's all about this game on Sunday.
Meanwhile, the Patriots can win the AFC East this week. I wrote this script back in July. July of 2012.
Right.
And 13 and 14 and 15. If the Pats beat the Dolphins, it'll be their 10th straight AFC East title. But they have lost in Miami 4 of the last 5 times.
Looking at the Dolphins, this is a lot different team than we saw earlier in the year, 8 weeks ago. They're, they've changed the personnel things, and they've done a really good job of winning close games. Gave us a lot of problems down there last year with their scheme, their players, and the way they played. I'm sure we'll get the same thing this time. Hopefully, we'll be able to do a better job with it.
All right, well, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, pleased to be joined right now by Sean O'Hara, our Super Bowl champion offensive lineman, for a little roundtable discussion of some of these games.
Yeah.
Sean,
I'm feeling the Christmas spirit. I love it.
It feels good. They're looking good. Hey, explain this to me. The Patriots dominate the division, and yet they can't seem to win recently down in Miami.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon. Tom Brady, I feel like he's always getting beat up in this game, and you always wonder, man, I hope he makes it out alive. I think this year I feel differently about this Patriots offense. Here's why. Last 2 weeks, 375 yards rushing. I think they're much more physical this year than they have been in the past. Certainly having Trent Brown up at left tackle has helped them out, but Sony Michel has added a totally different dimension to this offense. And you saw what they did 2 weeks ago against the Jets. They bludgeoned them for 215 yards. Last week, 160 yards against the Minnesota Vikings defense. I mean, that's a good front. They made that defense disappear last week. So that run game has led to great protection on Tom Brady. I expect that to continue down in Florida.
Pats, if they win it, it'll be their 10th win of the year. They've won 10 games forever. Last time was 2002. They didn't win 10 games. You know what did not exist the last time the Patriots didn't win 10 games?
Flip phones?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Didn't exist.
What?
Facebook and the iPhone did not exist.
The iPhone.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
So elsewhere in the AFC, Texans riding a 9-game wave, taking on a team that's coming off a shutout loss in the Colts. Does the streak reach 10, James?
No. I am a believer in Andrew Luck, and I do not think they're going to go out here to Houston and lay another egg. They had a bad outing, and that's a good defense. We said Jacksonville was going to be one of the teams to possibly compete for the Super Bowl. The season didn't go that way, but that's still a good team with good players. Andrew Luck has been playing lights out game after game after game. I think it's going to continue as he goes in here. I think they'll bounce back. They'll find a way to get this W, and their backs are against the wall. So I can see a Houston Texans team kind of relax, and them Colts come in there and find a way to get this win.
Can't relax against the Colts. Come on, we know they're good.
Only Aaron Rodgers can relax.
Nice.
Oh, that's a sore
And that
subject
weekend,
this
because they're
week.
basically out of the playoffs. How about the Panthers and the Browns? We thought this Panther team was going to be a playoff contender. They've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, for those watching on Total Access yesterday, I talked about this could be an upset. You don't want to go to sleep on Cleveland right now. Their defense is getting after people. Greg Williams, I call him the mad scientist when it comes to he brings pressure from the sideline, it seems like. Guarantee, you could bet your bottom dollar, Scott, he's going to bring a cowboy blitz in the first 1 or 2 plays of this game. He's going to try to get pressure early on. And this is what, Myles Garrett's getting home. That's what Carolina has to defend. The last 2 weeks, they have not done a very good job of it. 4 sacks last week against Tampa Bay. The week before that, they didn't give up any sacks. And I think when you look at what the pressure does to Cam, 2 of his 4 interceptions last week were because of pressure. So you don't want to – Cam's got a sore shoulder. Look, hey, they got to find a way to protect him. Those blitzes are going to be key.
Might have a few other things that are sore. He specifically said that he didn't want to say anything about any other injuries because he knew that they were watching. How about the Saints-Bucks, James?
Everybody's sore now.
You know, Reggie Wayne's hot take yesterday was that the Bucks were going to sweep the Saints. What do you say to that?
Well, Wheezy, which we call Reggie Wayne, he tripping. Because the New Orleans Saints are not going to lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers again. Listen, they had a bad outing against the Cowboys, but this team scores 35 points a game. But I want to talk about the defense. The defense gave up 13 points. If the defense comes out and plays lights out, I think this is going to be a blowout. They're going to beat up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, get back on track, and it's going to be a nice win for the New Orleans Saints.
Should be a fun week. Week 14, final month of the season, 4 quarters.
Oh, there you go.
Hold it up.
Hold it up.
4
That's
up.
right.
There we go.
We ain't tripping.
Well, they went head-to-head a month ago.